Hi, I'm Mike Thompson. In this video, I'm going to show you something a little different. I have a separate video about how we built this butterfly habitat, but in this video, we're going to show you pretty much their entire life cycle, from caterpillar through chrysalis to butterfly. We've got 3 butterflies in here at the moment. We've got 2 more that are about ready to hatch, and we're going to release them once they do. So let me show you from caterpillar to butterfly. This video here is shown at 300x. It's a time-lapse photo where I took 1 frame every 10 seconds. And at 30 frames a second, that equates to 300x. The little guys here are a week and a half old, and the fatter pillars are about 2 weeks old at this point. And you can see just how fast they devour these leaves. Man, that was gone. This guy that's zipping around here, he just eats like crazy. Zoom, zip, 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 zip. I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna go down. Zoom, zoom. They kind of bully the little guys, and then, you know, they poop a lot. You see all their little poops everywhere. This guy up here, I'm just gonna hang out on this stick. There's a different video about how we built this habitat, but flat leaf parsley is what these caterpillars like. These are black swallowtails, and they lay their eggs on flat leaf parsley because that's what their babies like to eat. And you see they eat really well. This fat guy up here chilling on the stick, just, you know, taking a nap. So here's this guy now hanging upside down. He's spinning his little silk threads so that he can form his chrysalis. Now watch this here in just a second. This gets pretty interesting. They grow by shedding their skin, and the chrysalis is somewhat similar. This is quite interesting. We can zoom in here as far as we can without getting it too grainy, and shake and unzip. Look at that. Boom. Chrysalis. Then he, you know, squirms around a little bit, tries to get comfortable, because I imagine that when you digest yourself inside of this shell, it probably is a little uncomfortable. So you want to be as comfortable as possible. And there we go. And then he just kind of settles in after wiggling a little bit. Doesn't do a whole lot then. And then this guy over here, he's just climbing up the wall. His little buddy's going to come join him. But this guy here, he's going to crystallize too. You can see him kind of just shaking there a little bit. Then he's going to unzip himself. And there he goes. Kind of just shake that off there a little bit. Yeah. Okay, shake it and get nice and comfy here. A couple more twitches. Yep, there we go. And then his little friend here just decided to zip around the cage a couple times. And you can see here how he changes color from green to black-ish. Kind of a dark brown. Sometimes they change colors, sometimes they don't. Changing color does not necessarily mean that they're dead. Hey, what you doing up there? You look different than when I saw you last. I'm gonna come up here too. Oh, hey. What are you doing? No, nothing. I'm just gonna go check on Jeff up here. He looks different than when I saw him last. So here you can see in this shot, we've got 4 chrysalises. 4 chrysalises, that's fun to say. 4 chrysalises, 1 green and 3 brown. And then not much happens for 2 entire weeks. So here we are at 1000x. You can see they just kind of twitch every so often as they change. You can see the guy in the upper right is developing some spots on his right side, which would be his butt. Those are his wings that are developing there, and they're getting their spots. We're still waiting on the other guys to go, but you can see here they just kind of twitch. This was taken over about a week. Not a lot really happens. So we didn't film absolutely everything. I got a little impatient. You can see the top guy there, the top brown guy in the middle, wiggling around a little bit. I imagine you get pretty restless in there and just kind of go stir crazy. Can't see anything, don't really know what's going on outside. It would drive me bananas. And then that green guy that's up there, he was our very first to crystallize. We didn't think he was fat enough to do it, and yet he's still up there just hanging out. So we'll see if he actually ends up developing into a butterfly. He might not quite make it. I honestly didn't think the brown ones would either, but as you'll see here in just a second, the guy in the top right does just okay. So here we are down to 300x, so that you can see this happen. Just a few more seconds here. You can see his spots really now start to develop on his tail section. I don't know why, they just don't seem to care how they hang. We've got one guy that's on the floor down there. He just crystallized laying on his side. We'll see how he does. Alrighty, so now let's slow this down, way down, and watch him. This happens pretty quick, and at 1 frame a second. And his head's out, and I'm out. Boom. And then we took him out to visit his brother and let him go. Or her go, I don't know. They're pretty fast little dudes. But this has been an awful lot of fun. We'll definitely keep raising butterflies. Alex and we've really all enjoyed this. So like I said, we've got another video about how this thing was built. Alex and I had an awful lot of fun. He got a lot of great dad time with this one. But this is a really cool project, and everybody else, even the missus, is into it as well. And little Ollie, he absolutely loves this. So we are definitely going to continue raising butterflies whenever we find black swallowtail caterpillars. Actually, in the spring, we're going to grow a whole bunch of flat leaf parsley, since that's their favorite food. And then we're going to hopefully encourage black swallowtail butterflies to show up, and we'll do this a whole lot more times. And here on them, I've got my GoPro set up with an AC adapter on a time lapse. We run it through a 5-volt converter here, and then I 3D printed a facsimile of a battery and ran wires to its terminals so that this GoPro will run forever. And then of course I'm using my duct light here from several years ago to provide enough light so that the camera can see. This is a project you can definitely do with your kids, and you definitely should. It is so unbelievably cool to watch caterpillars, or egg, we've had these guys since they were eggs, to watch eggs metamorphosize into butterflies. This is really, really cool, and we're going to keep doing it as long as we have the patience for it. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Mike Thompson, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.